This is immigration attorney Parviz Malakouti. In this video, we're talking about K-1 fiance visas. What is it? How does it work? What are the steps of the process? So first of all, the K-1 fiance visa is a visa that allows the fiance of a US citizen, not legal permanent resident, but of a US citizen to come to the United States to get married to that US citizen and then apply for a green card via adjustment of status within 90 days. Now, the 90 days is from the moment that the fiance comes into the United States, then the clock starts ticking. But the process before those 90 days takes a lot longer. It could take 6 months, 9 months, maybe even a year from the initial submission of the application until the actual K-1 fiance is able to come into the United States. So I like to think of a K-1 fiance visa process as having two main steps, okay, and then several sub-steps within each one. The first step is the filing of the petition. It's the I-129F petition for alien fiance. That is filed by the US citizen with USCIS. That kicks off the process. So that's the process to basically establish the relationship between the fiance and the US citizen. You have to submit, in addition to the form, evidence of the relationship, typically photos, typically evidence that the foreign fiance and the US citizen have met within the last 2 years. And then also statements from both parties, from both the US citizen and the foreign fiance, that they intend to marry each other and apply for adjustment of status for the foreign fiance within 90 days of his or her arrival to the United States. That's the first step, the filing of the petition. Then you wait for receipt notice. You wait to see if you get what's called a request for evidence, asking for more information. And then hopefully that petition is approved. Once the petition is approved, then you start transitioning to the second step for the K-1 fiance visa process, which is actually the case gets sent to the relevant embassy. What's the relevant embassy? It's typically the embassy of the country in which the foreign fiance is a citizen. Not always, there can be some exceptions, and I've spoken about that in previous videos, but typically it goes to the embassy of the country of citizenship of the foreign fiance. When it goes to the embassy, then the parties get communication saying that we've got your case and a list of documents and items that are necessary for the visa interview, okay? So typically with this, the list of documents will include, first of all, DS-160, okay? The DS-160 is a non-immigrant visa application. So the foreign fiance has to fill out the DS-160 with a lot of biographical information about his or herself. So his or her employment history, address history, work history, education history, travel history, etc., etc. Important thing to note, if the foreign fiance has a minor child that's also applying for to come over on the fiance visa, that would be a K-2 visa, and that minor child also has to fill out a separate DS-160 as well. So anyway, you fill out the DS-160, you get a list of all the documents that are required, usually passport photos, police certificates, other types of documents as well. And then you schedule an interview, okay, for the visa at the relevant embassy. Once you have all those documents, and hopefully they're in order, especially if you're going with an immigration attorney, you go to that visa interview and you answer a few basic questions, usually a few basic questions, not always, there could be a deep dive, basically verifying, usually the questions are about the bona fide nature of the relationship. So the adjudicator wants to find it's a real relationship between the foreign fiance and the US citizen, their intent, verify that they want to come to the United States, they want to get married to the US citizen, they want to apply right away, and checking all the documents to make sure that they're in order. If the visa interview is successful, then typically there's a period of time after in which the applicant has to give their passport. They get the visa in the passport. It's usually a single entry visa, and then the applicant, the foreign fiance, comes to the United States, okay? They come into the United States, hopefully successfully, and again, with the minor child, if that's applicable, if the foreign fiance has a child under 21 that's unmarried. And then the next process starts beginning, which is the gathering and preparation for the marriage and then adjustment of status. That's for a separate video. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but that's the typical lifespan and basically how a K-1 fiance visa process works. There's a lot more complexity in the different steps that I mentioned. This is just a very basic overview of how it works. So that's it for this video. If you want to have an attorney represent you in this, or you want to at least speak about your particular situation, click on the link below, book a paid consultation. We can get into your facts specifically and see if there's any issues with your case.